Hey, Allison here, recording the second video that I am recording today. In my previous video, I already talked about La Vie Belle in Rose. So now let's talk about Tresor Midnight Rose. I don't know if that's how you say it in French, the way I'm saying it, but I took Spanish classes, and so whenever I see this, I just want to roll my R's and make my T's beautiful. So I just want to say Tresor. As I mentioned in my previous video, I ended up purchasing this perfume because I wanted to stock up on my favorite face cream by Lancome. And instead of paying $99 for it, all I had to do was at least purchase something for $37.50 from Dillard's, and I would get a free skincare and makeup kit. So that's what I did, and I decided to go with Tresor Midnight Rose as my purchase. I have smelled this perfume many times before, from playing with it at the Lancome counter, figuring out what I like. Of the several times that I've gone to Belk or Dillard's to figure out what I want, I loved this perfume, but I ended up purchasing something else for whatever reason. But now that it was time to pick something as my original purchase to get the skincare products I wanted, I decided to go with Tresor Midnight Rose. Honestly, just because I knew I liked it. But let me spray it on my hand. Then I'll quickly tell you about my experience wearing it yesterday. So yesterday, Tresor Midnight Rose was my scent of the day. And unlike my experience with wearing La Vie Belle in Rose, I loved wearing Tresor Midnight Rose. The crazy thing about Tresor Midnight Rose is that this time in wearing it, it actually reminds me a bit of an Elizabeth Arden perfume that is much cheaper, or I'd say half the price, I guess. But that one is Elizabeth Arden White Tea, and that one is an eau de toilette. This one is an eau de parfum, l'eau de parfum. They don't smell like dupes, but they just remind me of each other so much. Tresor Midnight Rose and the Elizabeth Arden White Tea have a very spa-like feel for me. Like when I'm wearing both of them, I feel more relaxed, I feel more calm, and I feel like both of these are perfect for the office. Lancome perfumes are known for being potentially beastly as far as the sillage and the impact and how the fragrance can just take over a room. Tresor Midnight Rose, I feel like it still takes over the room, but in a nice way. No one complained. No one said they had a headache. No one was like, oh my God, whose perfume is that? Why is it so much? And you can get that reaction from La Vie Belle for sure if you overspray it. La Vie Belle, the original, you can probably get away with just one spray and be good for the rest of the day and the next day. And if you try to do 3 sprays of La Vie Belle, you're going to give somebody a headache. But Tresor Midnight Rose, I think this perfume is perfect for people who are heavy-handed, because this one doesn't run as much of a risk of being overpowering, triggering allergies, triggering sneezing fits for anyone. Some people may dislike that about this. For some people, they may be disappointed by Tresor Midnight Rose because it's not beastly. And that's the reputation that Lancome has at this point. Even though beastly sounds like a bad word, I mean beastly as in it can make a huge impact. Some people just love that about Lancome. I'm one of the people who can love that about Lancome. It can be overwhelming sometimes. But if you want a Lancome perfume that is still a bit more subtle than their typical perfumes, then Tresor Midnight Rose is the one for you. The theme with Tresor Midnight Rose also is that it is fruity and floral. And the fruity nature of it is almost a thick fruit. So it's not like a light, breezy Bath and Body Works type of fruit like I have French Lavender Honey, the body lotion, and I used to own the eau de parfum or eau de toilette. I can't remember which one it was. But this one, it has a sweet floral nature to it. It smells a bit fruity because it has nectarine in it, and it's just very kind of like summery. Tresor Midnight Rose isn't a summery, sweet, fruity type of smell. It's more of a evening fruitiness. I would definitely wear this at night, but I don't mind wearing it during the day. In the office, especially because in my office, it can get cold sometimes, in the library during the summertime. So I would still wear this in the summertime because it's still cold inside, but I wouldn't feel bad about going outside in this because it's not going to get cloying and disgusting and thick. So the main accords for this one, according to Fragrantica, are that it's fruity, sweet, rose, soft, spicy, and woody. The actual notes in this, the top notes are raspberry rose absolute. That's it, raspberry rose absolute. The heart is jasmine, peony, currant buds, pink pepper. And the base is Virginian cedar, musk, and vanilla. Currant buds is listed as the heart note, and you would think since it's just the buzz, it's not as potent. But this does have a very berry-like smell for me, a very blackberry smell. But it might be because it's mixing with the raspberry, and the two play off of each other really well, and they create a more intensified version of that berryness. The rose in this, I can kind of smell it. I can feel its influence, but I'm hit more by that berry smell. And I was watching, months ago, I watched a review by Beauty Meow, and one word she said definitely rings true. She said it has a jammy smell, and it does. It does, in fact, kind of remind me of what it would be like to spread a rose berry jam on toast. That sounds odd because who would want to eat roses? Even though I've seen it happen. Okay, I won't get into that. But if someone took rose petals, kind of boiled it down with some blackberries or raspberries, turned it into a jam, that's what this smells like. I think because of the cedar and the musk and the vanilla, I think that's where I'm getting that spa-like feel. Not so much the vanilla, because the vanilla in this isn't like a thick, creamy vanilla type smell. I feel like the vanilla in this is more of a true to nature vanilla. A lot of vanilla perfumes that are popular as far as mainstream perfumes have almost like a dessert coffee type vanilla smell, like the French vanilla creamer that you would use to flavor coffee. But true to nature vanilla isn't quite so coffee creamer smelling. It can be robust. This is more of a robust vanilla, and when it mixes with the wood and it mixes with the musk, it just creates a more adult smell, which is ironic because Tresor Midnight Rose was created to appeal to a younger generation, and I think it does. I think this is not the choice that most of your older women who love La Vie Belle would choose. Most of your older women who love La Vie Belle might think this smells too young or too immature. And some might even condescendingly say, oh, this is like some type of Bath and Body Works perfume. To me, it's not quite Bath and Body Works unless it was more around their special releases, I guess. But this isn't reminding me of your typical Bath and Body Works fragrance mist. To me, it still smells adult. I'm 38 years old, so I'm 37. I can't remember. I think after 35, I just stopped like caring about the details of it. But I'm 37 years old, so you could say that I am mature. To some people, that's a mature age. So in some ways, this could still be something that registers as mature for some people. What I love about this is that it has a nice effect on me. There are some perfumes that you spray and you no longer smell it on yourself, but other people smell it. That's cool and all, but I actually wear perfumes so I can enjoy them. I do enjoy this one throughout the day, even though it goes in and out. Sometimes I can smell it, sometimes I can't. But when it comes back to my nose, I enjoy the sensation or the olfactory sensation, if you will, of smelling this. It's strong, and other people can smell it because I did get complimented on it. Other people did mention that they could smell it, but it's not strong in the sense that it seems to offend people. No one seemed to be offended by this. Anybody who has their allergies triggered that I know, their allergies weren't triggered by smelling this. So is this a perfume that I'm happy that I own? Definitely, for sure. I'm happy that I own this. I don't necessarily know that I'll repurchase it because when I run out of a perfume, I also see it as an opportunity to try something new. This one isn't so unique and outstanding that I'm like, oh, I have to get a backup bottle, or I definitely have to repurchase this in case they ever discontinue it. If they discontinue this, I'll be fine. There's other things out here that could probably give me that same feeling. Definitely for sure my Elizabeth Arden white tea. So the people who I think would love this is if you love Elizabeth Arden's white tea, please go check this out. You might love this too. If you love rose perfumes, but you also love berries, then you might like this as well. If you hate rose, still go try this out because I don't think the rose in this is super dominant. The rose isn't overwhelming in this. But this perfume does make me happy. I like the way it makes me feel. It puts me in a good mood. I'm going to go scrub my hand because I sprayed La Vie Belle and Rose on it in my previous video. And I don't like that perfume. So I'm going to go scrub my hand that has La Vie Belle and Rose on it off. And I'm going to finish out my day by going to a play wearing this perfume. Thanks for watching. Bye.